Thank you for coming on. You're the first guest, so very much appreciate it, and what an honor it is to have you on. Uh,
Nice to be here. Let's go.
Keep going. So you started fighting quite young, didn't you? Your first amateur fight recorded at 16. What kind of drew you to the sport, and how did you get into it?
It was a bit of a mad one, to be fair. Like, do you know, like you're in high school and you're on the AstroTurf and like messing around.
Yeah.
We just used to get each other in little grapples. Like, it's all we used to do, messing around and stuff like that. But I was a bit into boxing in it. I liked a bit of the man dance like that. And I had a friend who liked MMA, and then he gave me the computer game to play UFC, so I gave him Fight Night Champion.
Yeah.
Swapped over, played a few games there, and before you know it, I was like, "Yo, that UFC stuff's well sick, in it." And this is Silver, John Jones, isn't that? And then before you know it, I just ended up joining an MMA gym and started training a little here and there. I didn't take it too serious for the first like year. Like, dude, I was like 15, 14, and getting coming 14, going on 15. So I was just training a little bit here and there, doing my own thing. Do you know what I mean? Just being an average lad. And then once it hit to the point like near end of year 11, I just went, you know what? I'm just gonna take this full serious as well. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere with school. I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere. I keep getting in trouble, keep getting like even like isolations and that, you know what I mean? And like I just thought, you know what, I'll just take it why I can, and then before you know it, just left out of school and I got an MMA fight. Yeah, and then here we are now.
And what was that first kind of experience of that first fight? Were you nervous? Have you always been as confident as you have been? Or?
Do you know what it is, right? It's just like your primal instinct kicks in when you know you're having a fight in it. That rush comes in. But I've always felt like I'm confident because in a way, I won't be going in there thinking I don't have the capabilities to do something. End of the day, like
Yeah.
I love having a strainer. I love having a fight. So I just felt like it's always been embedded in me, even from just such a young kid. Like when I was playing football, I was fighting on the pitch, living where I am. You get into the odd scraps and stuff like that. So I just felt like going into an MMA fight, in a way, in my mindset was like it'll be no different, just with the rules. Do you know what I mean? That's how I thought when I was that age. Do you know what I mean? So I just took it in my stride, and then things I learned, listened to my coaches, and I just did it. Do you know what I mean? And then I slowly just progressed into training like as a proper amateur MMA fighter, even like professional. And now here we are now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The big stage now.
Yeah, it's a mad one, isn't it?
So you obviously had quite a few amateur fights, 9 amateur fights, and then you made the decision to go pro quite young at 20. What kind of was the drive behind that? Did you just feel like it's time? It's time.
It's all, to be fair, I was just taking fight by fight. I got to like close to like arguably number one amateur
Yeah.
flyweight in the country at the time, and I was getting all these good fights. I was UKFC champion and stuff like that. And then what happened? COVID happened, didn't it? Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I struggled to get fights. I kind of missed a year out of UK competition. So I kind of missed the year out, but I was still in the gym training, so my progression just flied even higher. So I was getting better even all through lockdown and training and stuff. And then I just focused on stuff like that. I managed to get like a cheeky fight in Spain, against a Spanish lad, and when it hit to like 2021, we were kind of leaving that pandemic side. Lockdown was kind of breaking, and we just felt like we might as well just go pro and take fight by fight at a time.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, I just ended up knocking people out. And then I got pulled into all these promotions and like opportunities for myself, if you will. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So going back to that power, where did that kind of come from? Because you started off with a lot of rear naked finishes, a lot of grappling, and then it seemed towards the end of your amateur career and the start of your pro career, you just started sparking everyone out. So where did that kind of come from?
Yeah,
Feel like,
you got a point there. Do you know what it is, right? I was always relying on my grappling. I was
yeah,
always relying on my wrestling and stuff like that. It was just, as an amateur and as a kid, right? I didn't, I'm not necessarily didn't believe in it. I didn't. It was like a weird thing. Like it's new wars when you're in a fight because it's so chaotic. I would like when you're in that primal urge and stuff like that, you would like resolve to what you need to do.
yeah,
But you need to resolve to what you can do. Like grapple. Oh, I'm just gonna wrestle. And then I kept like rushing my takedowns, stuff like that. And in a way, I used to play the amateur setting. if you watch an IMF fight, if you watch an average MMA fight, how does it go? Starts off, guy comes out, touch gloves, overhand right, double leg takedown, takes back, chokes out. That's most amateur fights, how they finished. So I used to play the game of that. It's only 3 minutes. And I felt like I needed to evolve. My striking was evolving. I just didn't have I never got the chance to showcase it, if you know what I mean. It all just came into play over years of progression where I finally thought, I'm gonna strike this time. I'm gonna strike this time. And I was like, because I know I have power. Like it was always like I always got told I could hit hard in the gym, and like it was just like finally showcasing it. Then I fought Charlie Falco, and I thought I'm gonna stand with this kid and have a fight. And then I did my thing and I knocked the kid out. I always knew I could knock people out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Fair enough. Going back to obviously you holding UKFC gold and ice gold. What do you feel like is your proudest achievement so far in your career?
Oof, so now on that, I'd definitely say like the PFL debut. You know, that was special. That was like, it was like this. It was the rise of me like on a more of a mainstream platform. Whereas like everyone in the UK scene, not in the regional scene, knows who I am. I'm very well known where I am and stuff like that. It was just on the underground surface level. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like finally got the opportunity to go on national TV, and everyone and the whole of UK can watch me. Even Europe can watch me this time. I walked out, and as I walked out, they chanted my name and that, and it was just like I went from like little venues in Wivenshaw, selling it out there, into like selling it out in Newcastle. And I'm not even from Newcastle. I'm not even a Geordie. I'm a Mancunian, and I was like, the fan base I had there was insane, mate. And I just remember looking around like as I got in the cage, like, yo, they're chanting for me. You know, he's ready to kill this guy now. It was so surreal. I think that was definitely my most iconic moment for me. Yeah.
And how did that move to the PFL come about? Like, was it
Yeah.
those highlight finishes, do you feel like, or was it something that was in talks for a while?
I felt like it was always on the side for me. I reckon I could have went down that path. It was just like I'm balancing it out where to go and stuff like that. I was trying to get in other organizations like the UFC and stuff like that. They wanted more of me to show and stuff like that. And I was trying to get on like Contender Series and stuff like that, flyweight, and then nothing was coming through from what I wanted. So the PFL offered me a 1-fight contract, and I thought, I might take this. Just get a one-off fight here, there, and everywhere. And then I took it, got the fight, did what I did, and then they offered me a 5-fight contract, and they got offered me all right money, and I was like, I could go to the UFC, I could go to these other organizations, but the PFL were telling me they'll build me up. I'm young and this and that, and like I'll get the right fights and stuff like that, because I'm so young in the game, man. I don't want to be one of them guys that signs to the UFC too young and like probably reels himself with CTA and a rumour career because I took the wrong fights. So I felt the PFL was the right forward for me now. Yeah.
Fair enough. And obviously now 3 fights into the PFL, 4th one coming up now. Do you feel like this is a home for you for quite a while now? Do you feel like?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but you never know what withholds the future and stuff like that. But I'm happy with the PFL. I'm happy with Eduardo and stuff like that. The proper sound, mate. Honestly, they believe in me. They see the vision end of the day, and like they see what I've got. Yeah. So if they see what I've got and they believe in me, why would they leave? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I felt like I'm getting the right fights, right matchups, and you'll even see June 8th. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So as you said, they're building you up. I don't think there's been a fighter for a long time that's had the hype you have 9 fights into your pro career. Obviously, the Forged Irish Stout sponsorship. How does that kind of feel for you? Does that feel like you're being recognised for what you are? Do you feel like there's more to show?
Yeah, definitely more to show for me. I feel like I've not even got into like the core of my career yet. Do you know what I mean? I'm still at the start of my career. Even though I had so many fights, I was just active and a way to fight. It was just like these blessed opportunities coming towards me and stuff like that, the Irish 12 whiskey and like things like that. That's like so surreal. I want to love Conor McGregor. Do you know what I mean? He's like an inspiration, probably not just for me, just for you and other fighters. Like we're the young generation, aren't we? Who's coming through, and I'm just felt like that was like so surreal, and like I thought if I can get if I can get that sponsorship, what else can come through for me in the future? And I've not even showcased what I'm on properly yet. Do you know what I mean? I'm still going through the strides of what I need to do in my career.
Yeah. So going to your career, what do you think is your most underrated asset? Like people don't recognize you for, because obviously you've got that big left hand. What do you feel like sleeping on a bit?
Do you know what, man? If you would have asked me like that question 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, 3 years ago now, you'd be like, what you? I'd say my striking, wouldn't I? Because I'd be wrestling people. So what I could say now is my wrestling. Do you know what I mean? I didn't showcase it. I'm not showcasing it. It's kind of been in the back of my head and I left it from there. But like, when you're knocking people out, like what I was doing, do I really need to use it? But I feel like I definitely need to bring that back because I am an MMA fighter and I have got grappling skills. I have got wrestling. You must be stupid to not think I don't have that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to show that either this fight or in the future. Yeah. It's all coming together. So I'd say my wrestling and grappling.
So obviously the gym that you're at, Manchester Top Team, it's, I'd say, arguably the best gym in the UK at the moment. A lot of young lads coming up through it, a lot of good pro fighters coming out of that. Was that a gym that you started out in, or is it a gym that you found? And
yeah, well, basically, I was at a gym called All Powers, and All Powers is this famous Muay Thai gym, but it was like an MMA gym at one point. Me, Brendan Loughnane, Lerone, Murphy, Kane, Mousah, we were all in that gym together. There was loads of us. We transitioned from All Powers into Manchester Top Team. And my coach, Carl Prince, who took over, because Brendan Loughnane used to be a bit of my coach when I was younger. And then he went off and did his own thing, like going in Thailand, winning the Miller, do you know what I mean? Carl Prince took over. He was the first person to see what I've got. Do you know what I mean? And he took me under his wing and like trained me up and stuff like even my boxing, my striking and stuff like that. We ended up leaving All Powers and having our own facility. So we just moved into our own facility. It was all the OG All Power guys. And we just moved over to Manchester Top Team. So All Powers was Manchester Top Team. It's just been the same gym. And over the period of time, other people have joined us. Like, do you know what I mean? Like Louis Lee Scott came over, like from maybe team. Got the Singh brothers, the Sahota brothers, like Pav and Kiru, and like loads of people and stuff like that. They've all just come together, new guys, and I've just got good training partners from that. Do you know what I mean? It's like a recruitment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is an amazing gym, like, and obviously, as you just mentioned there, Thailand, you've had quite a few experiences there that you've seemed to enjoy. Are you going to kind of continue splitting time between the two gyms?
Definitely. Do you know what it is? I just want to explore, man. Like I'm an explorer. I want to see the world. Do you know what I mean? I love that stuff. It won't just be Thailand. We'll be returning to. I want to go back to America. I went to America when I was very young, and I want to go to Las Vegas and train there again. It was sick. I could go to the UFC Performance Institute and stuff like that. It's like these things for me there I can go to and stuff like that. Obviously, I'll go everywhere, man. I'll train in Japan with it anyway. Boxing. I want to go to China. Do you know what I mean? I want to go all these places, man. Like the world is yours. End of the day, so you got to take it for what it is. But Thailand, I do miss it, man, and I probably will be returning end of the year.
Will it be another Phuket trip, or have you got anywhere else in mind you'd like to explore in Thailand?
Definitely go back to Phuket. I'll just mix between areas. Like I was based in Bang Tao, whereas like set things to do in Bang Tao, you have to get across the other side of the island, like Batong and all them places, and like what's the other place called? I forgot what it's called. Them other places, all like the touristy things to do and stuff like that. I was kind of drifted away from that, but I went over there for my own little things. I came over there, just to clear my head because from like the circumstance in my last fight, and I just needed to conquer some little demons. So I was just over there training only. So I was just focusing, training, eating, sleep, repeat. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like next time I go over, I'll definitely explore more places. I'll try out Tiger Muay Thai as well this time.
Yeah. Well, last time you went over, you got to see the Tigers. I saw that on your Instagram. How surreal was that feeling? Like,
oh, it was sick, but bit snide, can't lie. Like they're all drugged up, man. Like, do you like people who I know who are hand out their head these days, mate? And I'm like looking around and I'm like, bit tight this, you know what I mean? But hey, I see my opponent with a tiger as well, and he shit himself. I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? I was stood there ready to have a fight with it. Bites me, I'll bite it back.
So obviously this fight coming up now, they've given you quite a tough test ahead of you. How do you kind of see the fight going? And
Yeah,
looking
I think
forward?
Wesley Maia is an harder fight. If I match Wesley Maia and him to have a fight, I think Wesley Maia would beat him. I think he's what it is, right? Or guys he's fought who are good, he's lost to. He's lost to guys he's beat. You know what I mean? Guys he's beat. What, like his last fight? He knocked that guy out, mate. It was a fluke. It was a fluke in my eyes. He talks about having knockout power, and like, oh, he's a southpaw. It sounds like he's trying to talk like he's me. Do you know what I mean? He's trying to talk like he's me. Like, I'll show you power. I'll show you the touch of death. That's how I see it. I'll show you a fight. So we'll see. Like, oh, I'm a southpaw as well. I don't give a fuck if you're a southpaw, mate. I don't care if you've got power. I've got power. But I guarantee I put it on God, I put it on anything. I ain't harder than him. So I'm not worried about what he's got to bring to the table. And then in the day, it's his first time on a big platform like this. He's fought on Brave and stuff like that, but not fought on the PFL. And he's not fought he's not fought where I've got everyone. He's in enemy territory at the end of the day. Everywhere he goes now, if he fought me anywhere now in UK, even Ireland guarantee I'd have more of a fan base than him. So I'll love to see it from there. So I can't wait for June 8th, mate.
Is there a bit of animosity there then, do you reckon? Do you feel like he's been talking quite a bit?
Well, he started it, to be fair. I just find it funny, how he wants to fight me now because I come off an L. Fair enough, but where was you before that? You got offered to fight there, and then you started negotiating more money for compensation. What I'm going to do to you, and then you pulled out. Do you know what I mean? And now he wants to fight me. I think he's getting paid the same wage you got offered to fight me last time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just a bit weird. This he DM'd me trying to give me shit, and I've not let it go anyway. I've been messaging him every day, mate, letting him know what's going to happen. You've probably seen a few things. I don't know. Ask him honestly. You'll have a look from there, man. I'm ready for him.
Yeah, it'll be an exciting fight, and I can't wait to see it. But obviously, coming back off that last performance, how much did you struggle with that, and what do you feel like was kind of missing in that performance? And is that a fight you'd like to avenge?
It's the worst feeling ever losing a fight. You know what I mean? It's like you can lose when you play footy or like even hockey. You can play there. Yeah, you lose a game together. But when you're having a fight, that's the worst thing ever because you lost a fight. I think nothing's more worse than losing a fight. It's crap end of the day, but I have excuses why I lost, but who cares? Do you know what I mean? Everyone has excuses why they lost. Wasn't my night. That's all I got to say. I fell short. I know what I need to work on. I know that that wasn't me that night. Do you know what I mean? So I just brush it. End of the day, it's one of them. I didn't expect to walk through this life and not take L's. You take L's every day, whether it's in your career, whether it's in life. Do you know what I mean? It's just part of nature, unfortunately. As shit as it is, it's just one of them things. What happens? So if that fight comes around, I'll take that. I want that fight because I know I could beat Wesley Maia. I know I could beat Wesley Maia at the end of the day. It all come down in the future. Right now, I just got to focus on Matiss Zaharovs or whatever his name is. You know what I mean?
Oh, and that's a very impressive mindset. And going on to that, you have got a very strong mindset. You're very confident in yourself, and it's obviously like, do you envision or do anything like that, or is it just something you've been born with? Like, have you had to work on it at all, or like toughness?
It just, you know what it is. It's just the beliefs are just coming anyway from what you're doing. I believe. Don't get me wrong. Everyone struggles with a bit of like not believing and stuff like that. I could definitely feel that. It all depends on your lifestyle, with believing. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're there, here's one. If you're there smoking weed every day, I guarantee you, your mindset will fall off. Your mindset will fall off and you're not believing yourself. I know that. I've been a victim to that. And I just felt like it's all just down to like living a good, clean lifestyle and like showing up every day, showing who's the man. You got to put that smoke. You got to when you wake up every day, you look yourself in the mirror like, yo, I am ready for smoke. I'm ready for war. I'm ready, and that's the point I'm getting to. And then the manifestation comes into that play. I'm manifesting me proper 12, like sponsor and stuff like that. End of the day, it's all just about. I reckon 90% of fighting is just mental. 90% of fighting is mental, 10% physical. Easy. If you believe up here what you can do it. You got to be somewhat delusional. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very, very true. What kind of advice would you have for younger fighters who are looking up to you and obviously seeing what you're doing in the sport? What kind of advice do you have for them?
A little fucking life lesson for them is like, just believe in yourself no matter what. You're gonna have these days in it, yeah, where when you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to work, you're taking a few L's in the gym, you might get punched up in sparring, you might even take a few L's in your career. You could lose 7 fights in a row, but guess what? It ain't gonna matter in the years to come if you keep staying that dedication. Sugar Ray Leonard lost his first 7 amateur fights, and look where he is. At the end of the day, L's part of life. As long as you stay focused, work hard, and generally want to go out of your comfort zone and work and like go towards that and believe it, you can do it. You can do it. You can do anything in this world. Honestly, you just got to take it from what it is, and that's all I can say from there. Like honestly, man, I was. Well, you can be broke as anything, man. I got told to get a job constantly, and I didn't do that. I lived on universal credit for years, just chasing my dream, mate. I swear down, I was sofa surfing and stuff like that, getting whereas I was getting kicked out of my mum's house. I was getting kicked out of places that had nowhere to live. I have drama around me all through my life, and all I did is I just put all my energy into fighting. Use that energy wisely, man. Like I said it in my PFL debut, in it. When you're angry, use your anger wisely, and that's what I do. Do you know what I mean? When I fight, I think of hate. So I think of that pain you have. So like for any young lad who's feeling like shit, especially where we're at right now, just put that energy into there. Do you know what I mean? Oh, am I off there? Sorry, one sec.
No, you're back. You're back. Cut
Am I
short.
still here? Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here.
Yeah, no, someone just tried belling me, that's all.
No bother.
But yeah, that's all I got to say about that, you know.
Yeah. So obviously you're now that age, and you're showing everyone who you are, what you are, and you've got young fighters looking up to you now. Who was the fellas that you looked up to when you were coming up?
Yeah. Oh, it sounds cliche, but it's definitely McGregor, obviously. I think it's more like Ireland and England. They are very like politics aside, don't like anger anyone or whatever and stuff like that. But it's just it's a very same thing. He's like from a council estate. He believed what he needed to do. And even like how I'm talking about like believing yourself like that, he took it from that sort of stride. Yeah. And I feel like McGregor's the one to look out for, definitely. For like where I took my inspiration from. And even just like honestly, mate, so when you like see like even like movie characters and stuff like that and how their mindset is. Say you watch Scarface, for example, yeah. I see a little like pop culture things of like people like the world is yours, keep grinding, this and that. I say it's inspiration for anything like that. Do you know what I mean? And like on the mindset and like it's like a form of like philosophy, if you know what I mean. That's where I would go down for that stuff.
Fair enough, yeah. What would be your dream matchup in your weight class and outside of that weight class if you could have any 2 fights?
I like to pick 2 weight classes, one for flyweight and one for bantamweight. Yeah, I'd say for bantamweight now, I'd say Figueiredo, or maybe even Jan. Jan's a scary guy, so I love to fight him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's scary and he's my favorite fight. Like he's my favorite fighter as of right now. Do you know what I mean? Right now he's active, Peter Jan. But flyweight, probably just Pantoja, innit? I love to fight Pantoja. You know what I mean? I watch him and like. And I see even the flyweight division, it's a mad rankings. You know what I mean? And I always look at that and like, not. I feel like my level's not far off them. You know what I mean? Or even on their level of them.
So is that your ultimate goal then? You want gold in both those divisions, or are you at home at Bantam?
It's possibility. It's possibility every other day. I don't want to think too far ahead than that. I like to focus on the now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I have no doubt I'll ever be in them. I have no doubt I'll ever be there in the future and like even near that level and stuff like that, or on that level. It's just I like to focus on the now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So going back to Peter Yan, obviously his performance against Uriah Faber, probably his most famous of all time, probably his best performance of all time. What do you think personally is your best performance and why?
Oh, either would have fought and rally.
Right.
That Tajik guy, he was hard in me. He was hard, but it was just a performance show. And I showed some slick boxing in that, slick boxing. Or when I fought Sheldon Ryan, because I hated him. I absolutely hated Sheldon Ryan, and I just showed him what time it was. Do you know what I mean? Them two for me. I arguably my most satisfying win, Sheldon Ryan. So I'll say the Sheldon Ryan fight. Yeah.
Very good. Obviously you've been in MMA a long time now. You see a lot of fighters now when they're coming towards the end of their career, they're transitioning to bare knuckle MMA, bare knuckle boxing. Would you ever be interested in anything like that? That's a long time.
Yeah. I want to do. I want to do that bare knuckle valet todo thing. I want to do that, mate. So you can just kick someone in the head and then put him.
Yeah.
Mate, honestly, if you're allowed to bite someone, I'd do it, mate. I swear down. It'd be well fun, that, mate. Like, if you think about it, it'd be sick. It's proper fighting, innit? You like King of the Street stuff? I'd love that, mate. It's just proper, innit? Fights to the death tackle, and I think that's pretty cool. It's the most alive you'll ever feel. Yeah.
So the Lewis McGrillen lightweight debuts coming in soon.
Yeah, give it a few years, innit? All right. When I've killed enough brain cells in MMA, I've lost my head. Depends on my personality, and it's deteriorated with mental health on top of that because of CTA. Definitely be doing that 5 times a week. Yeah.
So obviously coming into fight camp now, you're in the middle of fight camp now. What's your favorite part of fight camp, and what's the worst thing in fight camp, do you think?
The worst part is like these weeks now. It's just long, mate. I'm just like, hurry up, get to this point now, innit? Get to it. Just want to have a fight. The best part is I've weighed in. Yeah. I've weighed in now, and it's time to have fun. It's time to eat. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's the best part for me. Like, weighed in, and that's fight camp technically over for me. Fight camp technically over as soon as you've weighed in. As soon as you've weighed in, you get to have a fight. That's the fun part. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what I'd say is, yeah.
So after the fight, what's your post-fight ritual, and what's the first meal that you're scanning?
Oh, it's an hard one, that, you know. I love Chinese food, mate. I just love Chinese. Honestly, I eat like, I'm mad. I eat Chinese snacks, mate. Like, I go to Chinatown in Manchester, yeah. And my missus Chinese, and she always gets me these Chinese snack stuff, like these panda snacks and that. Fire, mate. Trust me. You need to try some of them. Yeah. I say that and a bit of a bubble tea on the side. That's me, mate. Yeah.
Fair enough. And obviously, you've eaten some strange things in your time. The scorpion, the cricket. Have to say, I am a fan of the pigeon, though. I've tried that myself.
Have you tried pigeon?
Pigeon, pheasants, falconer, mate. You've got to.
Good man. Do you want to hear a mad thing of it as well? Squirrel. I've met squirrel a few times. Have you met squirrel?
Yeah.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Right, you're the only person who looks at me like I'm not a psychopath. Right. How would you describe the taste?
It's like stringy chicken.
Stringy chicken. It's a bit nutty in it though.
Yeah. It's
Do you know something mad? Do you know when I'm out hunting squirrel, I can smell them. I know when a squirrel's around by me smelling them because of hunted them that much. Yeah, I know when one's around, I can smell them, mate. How mad is that? Like, I'm like born hunting me, mate. Swear down. I should have been a hillbilly, me. Can't lie.
So how did you get into the hunting and all that kind of stuff?
My dad took me to my mate, his mate's farm in Anglesey, and he knew these people had air rifles, stuff like that on the farm, and like even shotguns. And I swear to God, I'm very, very good at shooting, but shooting like guns and like air rifles and stuff like that. I took a liking to it, and I just like that side. Do you know what I mean? I'm a bit of a sicko like that. Do you know what I mean? So like, I just wanted to hunt. I've always wanted to hunt. I had an air rifle. I started picking up hunting in lockdown. There was nothing to do, so I was like, I might just go hunting. Started hunting and stuff like that, and then like I learned how to like gut animals and eat it and live off the land and stuff like that. I started trying to grow my own crops and stuff like that. Yeah. I've turned proper tinfoil, mate. Like where I'm like, don't drink tap water because I think it makes you fruity. I want to grow my own veg stuff like that. I'm scared what meat should be in the supermarket and stuff like that. That's probably partially of it, and I just like the thrill of it. So yeah.
Fair enough. So outside of that, what kind of other things are you into besides hunting in your past?
That's an hard one, that, you know. I like scranning up, stuff like going out for food and stuff like that. I like walking. I like going out and walking and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I like being outside nature and that. That's me, you know. I'm easy, me. Fighting, hunting, eating.
Yeah.
Just straight up that, yeah.
Sounds good. We'll have to do an Allure trip one day, a hunting trip with Allure.
Yeah, let us know, mate. I'll show you how to hunt. We'll get some squirrel, mate. Maybe get some geese. I bet geese is nice.
Lewis McGrillen, catch, clean, cook.
Yeah, catch, kill, cook. Fucking hell, not cook. I'm not Ian Gary. Catch, kill, cook. There we go. Yeah.
I think that's all the time we've got. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being on, and it's such an honor to have you on as the first one.
Nah, no worries, mate. Thank you. Anytime, yeah.